Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Greetings. I'm Kellic.
Flynn.
Zika.
Oma!
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes, you awoke in the morning after a long overdue rest within the swaying bow here within the Green Ring of Westreach and sat down at breakfast to discuss what to do with your day and what preparations you need to take before departing into the wastes. But not before discussing a course of action with the bending glass you have, the nature of consequences, and what cost might be worth saving the world. But heavier things put to the side for now, you all made your way up through the rings of Westreach to the Purple Ring, where you saw before you the Altar of the Three, an edifice of beauty dedicated to the goddess of light, Famir. And as you all entered, Kellic made his way forward and reached out to Famir, and his prayer was answered. Famir herself, clad in the radiance of the dawn and the light of her many stars, appeared within the chambers of this temple and offered her hand to her disciple. And she took you to a realm of her own, far above Elbor, and answered some of the lingering questions you've had regarding Vasronath, the new gods, and what may befall Famir and her brethren should the outcast fall. You received some answers, some gifts to usher you on your way down the path that you now follow, and you will return to the temple, where you were approached by a Ka'a of Famir, and now know that you yourself, thanks to this apparition and very clear benediction from Famir, have earned within the church the title of Ka'a and ascended the ranks of the church. So, we last left off as you guys all here as now standing across from this Ka'a who introduced himself as Ka'a Tolith, as Kellic has introduced himself as Ka'a Zaist. Is that right? Do I say it right? Zaist. I always screw that up. Ka'a Zaist. And we return to this moment as you have just recently received, this revelation from Famir, and in front of all the assembled acolytes and everybody, in front of God and everyone,
And you'll win.
you have literally been blessed by Famir herself, as in a very, very rare occurrence. You guys have all seen this take place, and Kellic introduces himself as Ka'a Zaist to this man. So we return to this moment. What are you guys doing?
I don't think we'll be needing that. We'll be needing that private reflection chamber after all.
I would wager yes.
So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I must ask, what did she tell you? What did you see?
There's quite a bit that's going to come in, I imagine, the next month or so. And you should steel yourself. And those in your temple, those nearest to you, for quite a bit of change that's going to come. But the light will stay, and to be with us. We shan't be abandoned by it.
And with what he's just witnessed, this man is taking you exactly at your word, as if from the mouth of Famir herself. For him, it is.
Kellic is now a prophet.
Yeah, effectively.
Right.
Pretty much.
I mean, Kellic, you've read, of course, of this historically there have been accounts of similar things, but they're incredibly rare.
So,
and only, you've maybe heard of this happening like a handful of times ever.
Yeah.
For her to appear in any form of form.
Yeah.
Is, and usually it's only been like in dire portents. So this is, I mean, yeah, these people have just witnessed a miracle inside of their church, and you were the recipient of it. So there's a bit of awe. Like, this guy doesn't really know how to address you. He's like, there's no way we're the same. You know what I mean? There's a deference that is showed to you here. But as you speak those words, he bows his head, and I shall spread the word and make whatever preparations we deem we're able to make. If you should have need of anything, please, the doors are literally open to you.
Hi. The only need I have is that you keep those doors open to all. There's a number of people fleeing from the outskirts, places below. Look after them as much as you can. And, there are those here that would prey upon them. I've witnessed as much myself. Look out for those as well.
I will be vigilant.
Can only do what we can do.
Indeed.
But I imagine you're capable of much. And, well, that was all it took for me.
I shall endeavor to be worthy of her light. May the light reflect from your eyes, Ka'azaist.
And yours, as the sun unto the moon.
And he bows his head. And, like, he kind of waves. Like, you see, like, people are, like, looking at you, but, like, he's like, don't bother him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, like, give him space.
Everyone's
but,
like, I don't want to touch him.
Yeah, like, there's, again, like, a general kind of, like, people are so shocked. But I will say, like, you it's not going to be long before the shock wears off.
Yeah.
People are going to start bothering you. So are you going to stick around, or are you going to...
I'll look at the gang. But I will, like, if I see people looking, I will do my best to connect with them and to convey upon them through nonverbal cues a sense of for lack of a better word, connection, community, wanting to be like going to them and shaking their hands and trying to see them, trying to show them that I see them, and that we are the same.
Okay. What I will say is, over the course of the next several minutes, right, probably 20 minutes, you do get a chance to, like, interact with all of these people. And many of them, I mean, they all ask your name. They all ask, like, who you are and things like that. And there's lots of questions, but you're able to navigate the individual interactions with grace and assure them of the things that you want to.
I will impart upon them, to the best of my ability, to gird themselves, but also that there is hope, and to hang on to that hope. Should the light grow darker. Yeah.
Okay. And from this place today, word is already spreading and will continue to spread.
Mom's gonna be so proud of you.
Well, she is.
Better be.
As very quickly on the lips of the many witnesses who saw what happened here today, people run from this temple, like literally run. And
Oh, man.
And yeah,
Jeez.
Your name is carried on many lips today in Westreach, Ka'azaist. But eventually, the people who witnessed it are the acolytes gather, and you can see that, like, Ka'atolith, like, convenes kind of a special session to talk to the acolytes and give a sermon on what they just witnessed and to share your words. And you leave this place with a new energy infused into it, as you finally exit and walk out into the light of the early morning still, and you feel her radiance upon you. So, what do you all wish to do?
What the hell happened in there?
Spoke to Thamir.
Good job. That was...
Wait,
That wasn't an angel?
No.
No. No, it wasn't.
but we didn't see her speak.
And
And it happened in like 2 seconds. So what do you mean she spoke to you?
Well, she, you know, how sometimes magic is funny.
Divinity is weird, too.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She took me somewhere, and we spoke for not too long, a few minutes.
Is she gonna help us kill
What did she say?
the outcast?
Hi, I think, how do I sum it up? The new gods are preventing the old from taking any direct action against the outcast. They don't want to give up yet against the fight. They don't want to die as a result of the outcast's death. So the new gods save, perhaps, Zachriel. I suppose I owe him a word or two as well. Are against us. We can guess.
Okay.
But Thamir assured me that when the time comes and we must kill the outcast, put an end to him, she will give me the strength to do so.
She can?
She is conserving it for such a thing.
That's great.
I think, too, the other gods will help us, the rest of you.
Huh.
I suspect Laurus, unto you, Seeker.
Well, we've already got a little bit of ours here.
Yes,
Looking at Oma.
right. So I think we'll all receive some divine might, if not just from Famir, but from the others.
Wait, Flynn.
What? Yeah, what? Yeah, holy
Flynn.
crap. What?
You might know what it's like if that happens.
What's like?
Like god magic,
Oh, like what you guys do?
kind of.
I
Huh.
I imagine it'll take a lot of different forms, but yes,
Hmm.
I think they'll give us.
Yeah, if we make it there, yeah.
Yeah.
We will make it.
Well, it's
Okay,
up
well,
to
so
us.
good things. So good things, kind of.
Yes.
So they're just gonna give us the power to do it ourselves?
Yes, they are.
They are not allowed to.
Right. They
Well,
are.
I thought they were too weak to as well. So is their power? If they give us their power, is it gonna be enough for us to use it? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? This is a lot.
Yes. Well, so we will, in effect, be the conduit to the outcast. We will be able to reach him in a way that the old gods cannot.
Uh-huh.
And
Is he weaker right now or something? And then when he gets released, he's stronger?
yes, I presume that's part of it. He is currently ensnared, and I think as he goes about his path of destruction, I imagine he builds up some momentum.
Oh, yeah.
She said someone needs to be there at the start, and that's us.
Oh, so presumably they're gonna wait until we're like right there,
To confront him.
and then they might do whatever they need to do.
Exactly.
And so they're just waiting for like the right time.
Yes. And
Okay.
I think it's likely we'll have to do much of the fighting, and it'll be, I assume, just the last, just the last bit,
Hey,
because
we're used
we're
to
talking
that.
about killing a god.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh.
maybe we'll have some help when we get there from like people we've met along the way, and maybe the queen can send some people with us. I mean, the blades are pretty cool, so maybe they can
Right.
help, and
And maybe she'll let us borrow Blueberry.
maybe she'll let us borrow Blueberry. I mean,
Aye.
Ire Gloom, maybe she'll come. I mean,
We also, we are a small group, so we're able to move swiftly. There are advantages to us being just the agents of repair.
okay.
I don't know, you can do it.
Well,
Help would be nice, though.
yeah. Well,
Aye.
we're getting
We'll
help.
get help where we need it.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm just saying, we shouldn't undervalue ourselves.
Okay.
Well, what about the darkness outside? The veil.
We are ready for it.
She said that?
So many words. The world of Elbor has its flaws, as we've seen. But it's stronger than it was when Famir took over.
Wait, so are they gonna... Is the power the spark? Are they giving us their spark? Are we becoming gods?
I don't.
That is unclear. I think not. I think we will merely receive the necessary strength to kill the outcast. I don't think we're signing up for anything like that.
I don't want to make a deal with anyone else.
We're not going
No,
to.
yeah.
It's not going to be that.
Okay.
I think she would have said pretty directly.
So, will there be no more gods?
I think that remains to be seen.
Will you
There
lose?
probably will be.
Will you lose your power?
I don't know. It's not really that important to me.
Maybe just the gods that are in the pact will no longer be here, but we'll have other ones, like the new ones.
I guess this is stuff we'll figure out
Well,
later.
it's going to take all of the might of the gods to kill the outcast. So,
Like all 10 of them?
no, the 5 of the old gods.
Well, they wouldn't be able to. They would die the second the outcast died anyway.
Right. Both the new gods would stay.
Maybe, yeah.
So who can say?
But maybe they're not great. If they don't want us to kill
yes,
the
I'm
outcast?
pretty sure Adriel was the one who sent the Ravagers after us.
Oh no, there's a god sending people to kill us?
Aye.
That's bad. That sounds really bad.
Well, we've
They didn't
made
kill
quite a
us.
name for ourselves, so we have enemies.
Yeah. Should we talk to Zachriel then? Or, because it's...
Yes, I think when we're in the waste, that's probably a grand place.
Oh, right, because we can't do
Speak
it
then.
here. Right, because this is... Old God.
Okay, well maybe we should move on. Seeker, what did you
Yeah.
want to do in
Yeah,
the
that-
next temple? Maybe you can talk to the next god.
Yes.
Yeah, also, like, there's a lot of people looking at us, so we probably should keep moving.
Right,
It seems like
yes.
they're going to start coming over here.
Okay. Hang on.
Check that out.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll just
Check
start...
that out.
I'll start following Seeker to...
Okay.
To Lauris Temple.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go. That's a lot of stuff, but it's good stuff.
I feel encouraged.
Oh man.
It's
I
a
was-
little bit that's intimidating, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
all on us to do.
I did. I said go talk to one of your gods. I did not think that you actually would. So
Neither did I.
Well, hey, maybe we'll talk to Lauris. I thought it wasn't really going to happen, but maybe it will.
I don't think so. But
Crazier thing.
sure.
It's true.
So we'll go to the Ring of Fire, and one more level up.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, it's
Okay.
above Famir's level?
In this particular city, I doubt it'll compete with the resplendence of the temple. So
This place is pretty cool.
I'm just
Pretty
saying.
sure it's not the competition.
As we
Well,
guys-
your behavior would indicate otherwise, Zeke.
I'm simply.
As you guys walk away, you head upwards. Again, like as you get higher and higher in the tiers of the various rings, they get shorter and shorter. The fire ring is mostly reserved for the larger government buildings, the Tialris Tower, where the Council of Five meets and convenes to discuss the political ongoings of the city, and of course the Eightfold Spire.
Mhm.
So you exit the area of the Altar of the Three, and as you guys leave, Thessaly does sort of sidle up next to you. You seem happy.
It's something of a relief. All of this, it made me wonder if the old gods were really worth all the years of my life dedicated to them, to Famir. But she's every bit as noble and good-hearted as I thought, and maybe even more so in that she's flawed, she's immortal, and she still found a way to rise above all the dangers that come with becoming divine.
The jury's still out on Fenra, but I'm glad that Famir. I'm still not quite convinced. But
Hey, well, the whole thing you said this morning about whatever's necessary and all that, I don't know how I feel about that as well. So,
me neither. But then she just reaches down and grabs your hand.
I take her hand and I don't do any like a sort of aggressive gesture or anything, but I hold her closer in kind of a nervous, just like a very like muted but nervous way.
Yeah. You guys walk together as you find the lifts up to the fire ring, and as you approach, you see sort of a large square that is. I mean, most of the fire ring is kind of one big concentric circle with most of the buildings around the exterior, various streets and things like that. It's kind of like like a wheel, with spokes that make up the streets, all going into this sort of pinnacle of the city. And the two major points are the two towers. Tialra's Tower, which as you approach, you see this huge edifice constructed of, it soars almost 300, like a little over 300 feet into the air. This curving, twisting spire, capped with like this beautiful, resplendent flame that burns brightly atop of it. You see like these large buildings, and one of the things that you notice immediately about Tialra's Tower and the thing itself, there's no joinery anywhere. There's no bricks or mortar.
Just, like smooth,
solid, smooth construction all the way around.
Cool.
Does it look like stone or
it's
metal?
It's stone, yeah. It's stone. This beautiful, like deep sort of, almost like cerulean blue with twists of white through it. The history, part of what Saran actually told you as part of the conversation was that this building, the Tialra's Tower, she claimed it, but it was not built by the elves. This was here.
The genie?
This was raised. This used to be the home of the genie lords who claimed this land as their
Crazy.
So this is formed from like raw elemental power. That's why there's no joinery or anything.
Cool.
So the two powerful, the Tao Lord and the Jin Lord,
Ring of Fire
together.
Here we
created this edifice and of course lifted the door into the air. Excuse me. But the place you are actually headed.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say. So when we see the tower, I'll just start tracking. There's Tialra's Tower, and across from. And can we see Tialra's treasures?
You can.
Okay, I will point. Yeah. See that see that shop right there? It's a really fantastic shop. Tialra's treasures.
Yeah.
Lots of really nice, very expensive, if you buy it, magic stuff. So we can go there after. But I want to go here.
And you point to an altogether different building. This one is kind of mind-bending to look at as you see this octagonal spire that is one, it doesn't like tier at all. It's just one solid spire, but offset octagons so that it kind of has this spiraling look about it. It is similar to the to Tialra's in that it does kind of sort of twist as it goes upward, but it's harder to look at. The lines aren't as smooth, and they almost defy like vision as you look at it. Like your eyes keep kind of slipping off the angles and kind of losing it. There's almost an optical illusion quality to it. And you see his purple flame like kind of licks up the sides of the buildings at various points, and just kind of like, and it just kind of is continuously being surrounded by like these purple flames, and occasionally flames of other colors as well. You see the red that matches the hues on your tattoos. You see the yellow and the blue and all of the different hues of the magics, the common colors that are associated with Lauris. But you see before you the Eightfold Spire.
Cool. So I used to hang out on the top of that. When the world got to be a lot, but let's go inside. Let's
Do you hear that? We can get to the top of that one.
Okay.
He used to be there.
Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, I just kind of like, yeah, you can.
Cool.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go in.
All right. So as you walk in, you see a very different scene before you. You walk into these two massive double doors. You go in through the darkness, that same sort of long hallway, very similar to the Sanctum of the Eightfold Path and Stillgate that you went to, bordered in those same torches that are shifting between the various colors of the different schools of magic. But as you enter, you see before you, each of these octagons is about 40 feet tall. So each level is about 40 feet. And you see, as it curves upward and around, you can see, chambers and things like that go off to the sides. You can see staircases that look to wind down into the deeper levels, going down into the bedrock beneath the building itself. And you also see inside, you see platforms that are floating at various intervals. You can see, like, as these platforms are like floating up and connecting with railings and openings in the railings where people can go and explore the various shelves and different tomes. You see work areas and study, and even as you enter in now, you can see that there are certain platforms and they have these like shimmering kind of barriers around them, and you can see people in the middle of like spellcraft as they're like launching spells at one another. You see like flares of lightning and arcs of light as this kind of dance of magic, where sometimes some of the mages, like some of these platforms are literally designed to accommodate like magical experimentation and magical tests. So you can see all these different platforms floating around, and then some even still are you see like study areas where you see like plush couches and chairs and things like that for with long tables where people can sit down and study the various tomes of Laurez. So this kind of curious mix between like a practical arcane laboratory and a place of knowledge. And you see each of the different floors, again, right, red, blue, yellow, like these sort of motifs of the various colors of the schools of magic. Each floor itself dedicated to stores of knowledge of each of the individual schools. So there is an abjuration floor, a conjuration floor, and it's all spread out, and you can see, again, tomes and books and treatises and all kinds of different things and various people. You see a lot of you see a few people that are dressed in what look like the traditional acolyte or sort of vestments of priests of Laurez, but the bulk of the people here will look like academics, enthusiasts, other mages. There's lots of different people in this space. But as you enter in, you see that there is a sort of large, sort of half-circled, looks like a kind of a reception, like, not really, but an area where you can go, so to speak. Again, this is more designed kind of like a library than it is like an open-air temple like the mirror. There's a distinct difference in the feel of this place. It smells like parchment and ozone.
Yeah, I take, walking in, like seeing I definitely take a deep breath. Magic.
I think I'm probably in awe, and I'm noticing and putting the connections together. I'll kind of just be looking out at the different floors and all the different colors. I'm kind of just pensively, like, kind of just like put my hand on my tattoos and I'm tracing them, and I like rubbing my fingers together just ever so slightly, but not enough to spark and bring the magic to life. Almost as if I'm just like checking it and just looking at it. And then I'll look up and realize that I'm a little bit behind the group, and I'll run back over and catch up to them.
Whoa.
This is wild.
Cecily, maybe there's a book on the waist here.
Well, if there's going to be a book, I imagine this might be the place to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm overwhelmed.
Seeker, you spent a lot of time here?
Not up top, yes. Inside, not so much.
Whoa.
I can assure you there's no need to be overwhelmed at all. And you hear this voice kind of pierce the silence as you see a slender, pale-skinned, half-elven woman with about shoulder-length, like wavy black hair that's tied back into a loose bun. the very simple cord, you see these very sharp, sort of emerald green eyes that are like kind of smiling. Like you know how someone has those eyes that are just perpetually like. She says, "Hello and welcome to the Temple of Flowers. My name is Arenthal. How can I assist you today?"
Hello, Arenthal. We must make a journey to a very old Temple of Flowers in the Waste, and would love to know if the archives here have any blueprints or maps or information, because we have to go find a tool of a lich to destroy it.
Careful, Seeker.
What?
I think you're breaking her brain.
Orenthal.
Wow.
Orenthal, you okay?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
They're good.
Okay.
well. Let's just say that's one of the more odd requests I've gotten in some time. I'm sorry. You're going into the wastes?
Correct.
We are.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So, you are headed to the ruins of Primordia?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
All right.
Also, I should say I'm a member of this order.
How may I address you, sir?
Seeker.
Very well, Seeker. So, you
It
need
goes by many names.
information on the Sacred Octagon, the former Temple to Laurus within Primordia, and a lich. Gosh, does this lady know what that is?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty high.
That's some like archaic knowledge.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think I
and
knew
it's
about
dangerous.
it. I don't
right?
think I knew
It's
about
kind
it.
of dangerous knowledge.
So it's not just thrown out there, unless you're us. I mean,
She rolled pretty good though. And she is pretty learned. So,
Like in theory.
Yeah,
Liches
in
in theory.
theory, right?
Yeah.
I could provide you with some theoretical treatises we have on the information that we have on liches. There is some elements that I believe are relatively restricted, but you are how do I say? I'll have to check.
I doubt that they'll be restricted to my companion here.
Seeker, tell them what you are so that we can get the books we need.
That's the bloody point of the title, Seeker.
Say it.
Sectus Vatria.
And then her she's like, oh shit. Her eyes kind of go wide.
Beaming. I'm beaming.
Her eyes
me
kind of
too.
go
I
wide.
thought I'd have a little
I'm
smile.
fine.
Yeah, I mean that carries some pretty serious weight.
Every 100 years, dude.
Sanctifatria, Seeker. And she like nods her head at you and kind of folds her hands together. Follow me. And she's just like brings you guys in. And then you see she does stop like another acolyte on the way, and she kind of leans in. You can read lips. So she leans in, she goes, could you just she's trying to be cautious. So she's like, could you just check on the veracity of a Sanctifatria Seeker? Reach out to the other temples, namely Stillgate, and that's it. Just see if we can confirm. And then
She's like, I don't know if I
she's
believe
like, I
you.
need to confirm.
Yeah,
There's a order. So you see her like say that, but she's like, come with me. And she leads you onto one of these interestingly enough, she leads you down into this sort of central area, and you can see there are various spots that are allayed with like those same, like you see bare open stretches of floor, and then also like places where there's like couches and tables and like various areas of study. But she walks you over to one of the bare stretches of floor, and she like you hear her whisper an arcane command word under her breath, and she like raises her hand, and you see as like again almost without joints as an octagon like comes out of the floor and begins to rise upwards, and you see as you begin to float, and you float
Oh my
upwards
gosh.
to the third floor, and
Magic.
and you see as the platform kind of rotates and then like joins up against an opening in the railing that circles all of these individual octagonal floors.
It's kind of like our void.
It is a little bit.
And maybe a little inspiration from Hayfried might have come from a place like this.
Oh.
So.
I wonder if they have to think about petrichor.
Hayfried's floating platforms were inspired by.
That's cool.
Hey.
That's
Cool.
exactly what I thought when we walked in. Yeah, that's dope.
They were inspired by here. So she takes you down a series of like twisting pathways and kind of takes you a little bit deeper into. There's kind of like. As you go in, you discover that there are layers. So like the octagons are not one giant open floor. There's kind of like sort of layers within them. But she takes you through a series of pathways and eventually you find yourselves in an area where there is like large bookshelves and most of them are like, it smells very dusty in here, very old. You get that smell of like really old parchment. And sort of starts walking around and she stops for a few people and like, confirms where she's going, but eventually you guys do find yourselves in this sort of small octagonal room, and she kind of walks up there. She goes, okay, no, here, and she pulls out and starts pulling down a series of parchments and scrolls and a couple of really big, like thick leather volumes, and she says, well, understand most of the knowledge around Primordia was in Primordia when it fell, and so a vast majority of it, unfortunately, was destroyed. But we still do have some writings, and she starts to lay everything out. And you see that there are, like, schematics of the rough layout of the city itself. Oh. And you see before you this sprawling metropolis. They're very old and very faded, but you can see that at the center of the city, in 5 equal, like sort of basically in a large, not too dissimilar from where you are now. The whole city itself was shaped kind of like a pentagon, like a 5, like Pentagon's 5, right?
Yeah.
Pentagon's 5?
Penta,
So yeah, the whole city is shaped roughly pentagonal in its construction, with like main thoroughfares that bisect the city at all of the various points. It was very orderly as far as how it was laid out. And in the very, very center, in this giant pentagon, at each of the points, you see like kind of these overhead schematics of massive edifices. And then in the center of this thing, you see what looks like kind of a, for lack of a better term, like a ziggurat almost, like a temple, like a huge kind of spire that ascended in these pentagonal kind of not too dissimilar from where you are now, tiers, right? That was dominated in this central square, but on one side you do see an octagon, and she pulls out another piece of paper that is an examination of that specific building, and it looks like it is inverted. Rather than going upwards, the sacred octagon went down. And
We're gonna have to go down.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And she says, so the information that we do have on Primordia was that the sacred octagon was largely where some of the most dangerous magical artifacts of our age were stored. That close to Loris, that close to Lauris. Well, the most of the more dangerous artifacts of the church were confined to the various vaults and different elements that existed within the temple.
Oh no, that's not good.
So better to keep them out of the hands of ordinary individuals who didn't understand their power.
Yeah, really
and
bad.
well, underground is much more difficult to get into.
Oh man.
Looking better and better.
So
Keep talking.
So yes, and then she like lays it out, and it looks like it basically is an 8 floors. Not
I mean, how much worse can it be than Oakenspire's prison, right?
Yeah.
kind of not again very kind of it follows the same themes, right, of this structure you're in now, but this went deep into the ground.
Because this is like 320 feet tall, so is this like 320?
Almost 400 feet down into the ground.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
So get there.
Yeah.
And it could be
And we need a
anywhere.
guide for
It could
that.
be anywhere in that 400 feet.
Can we give your
vault.
power now?
I'm like, I guess take your time.
The timing has to be right. And she effectively lays out these schematics. None of them are very detailed because the details of the construction of it was not something that they would have shared.
Sure.
And it would be widely available outside of the actual building, right?
If they were hiding stuff.
And yes, like she basically goes on to tell you. So yes, it is, considering that the fall of Primordia was rather unexpected, we do believe that many of the artifacts or powerful magical items that were kept within the vaults are still there. Although there are, in theory, there are certain creatures, humanoids, that do wander the wastes and periodically go into the city. Some, historically, we do have accounts of some making their way out of the wastes, but it's incredibly dangerous. And, the magical fallout from the fall of Primordia has warped and twisted many of the creatures and humanoids that exist within the waste, making them very, very dangerous.
Grand.
Almost everything there is particularly resistant to magical energy. Most things are, if not actively trying to kill you, at best indifferent. And it's a rather altogether unpleasant place.
Has anyone here tried to go there?
Some expeditions go to the wastes, from what we understand, but most don't return.
Perfect.
Good thing
Hear
we have
that,
a guide.
Resistant to magic. So, you're going to be a bit hamstrung, as it were.
Maybe some boat training will be better
Won't
after
go
all.
amiss. Yeah,
But I can't do anything with this stupid bow.
Well, not yet. But
That's just something to keep in mind. There's
But it's
certainly.
all I got.
we'll get to work.
Orinto, you said there might be some information about liches.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, of course. And then she says, I've actually sent another acolyte. They should be here momentarily with the information we do have.
Okay.
You guys, as you're kind of looking over these things, do you have any particular questions for her as she kind of starts to lay all of this out?
No.
Okay.
Sounds scared.
Mine, I would be. Is there anything in particular about phylacteries that
Yeah, I
are
was
coming
going
up?
to say
That would
last
be the
too, but I
question.
think
That's
that
the lich.
Yeah,
they're bringing
so
that stuff down, right?
A short time
Oh,
later,
okay.
Yeah,
as you guys are kind of looking this over, talking, figuring it, like being like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. A short time later, another acolyte dressed in very similar clothing arrives, carrying, pushing like a cart that has a lot of books and things like that on it. Understand, most of this is, theoretical discussions only. And then she looks to you. You're probably aware, but, any information about the true creation of these types of creatures was largely destroyed in the wake of the Great War after we created
All the undead.
precisely. So most of what we have is really only discussions of how to destroy them.
Perfect. That's what we're looking for.
So yeah, she gives you the things, these books, and
We don't want to create one. We just want to destroy it.
And also
so.
find it too.
Good.
I don't know if there's ways to locate.
yes. And she starts to walk you guys through the findings. So, as far as the most current theory that we have, phylacteries are, they are objects of particular personal significance, typically to the lich. They are imbued with, dark magics and power and house a piece of the lich's soul so that they may be able to recuperate from mortal wounds. Most phylacteries are, of course, protected with powerful magical wards and require very specific circumstances or very powerful magic in order to destroy. There are some rumors that, for example, the fire of an ancient dragon, throwing it into a vortex of, any sort of planar elemental energies, for example, a volcano or something of that nature, typically places of profound arcane power and convergence.
So not necessarily, say, a specific task that the Lich set themselves.
It could be that as well.
Oh, grand.
Yes, there are sometimes.
So, like turning around 3 times and picking up a stone and putting it down, for example.
I suppose if one was of the persuasion to make that the circumstance.
I give a quite full work to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this much is known is that it does require typically very powerful magic in order to destroy a phylactery. There are, again, some very powerful magical creatures that can accomplish this, and also powerful enough magics. There are arcanists who have significant power who have the ability to undo or destroy these phylacteries, but it is, outside of the purview of most who study magic.
Right.
Of course, through the direct intervention of perhaps someone of divine eminence, that could also, in theory, destroy something of this nature. Although they're hard to come by these days, from what I understand.
Remain silent.
We could get
Not
we
so
could get a
rare.
referral.
Yeah,
How would we determine the necessary task?
Well, typically these items are of such profound evil, for lack of a better word. They tend to warp and corrupt the areas around them. There are signs. Creatures that are typically drawn to this, especially undead, very powerful undead, tend to be around them. Other creatures of malevolence and dark will tend to be drawn towards the locations of phylacteries. And they also tend to distort, alter the nature of the magical weave around them. They also, as a general rule from the theory, tend to desecrate whatever area they find themselves in. So, and she kind of looks over at you and sees the vestments and the whole. So, for example, effectively, unholy ground would be surrounding the environment.
Right.
Um,
Not so hard to find.
So, typically there will be signs as to its presence.
But I mean the mechanics of dismantling the phylactery. Would that be something we could learn, for example, through a spell that we would use to look at a normal object?
Well, there are particular entrapments or spells, I should say, that could point you in the right direction. There are spells that reveal information, particularly about an object, the lore and the various myths and legends that surround it, things that have been spoken about. If it's an object of significant importance within, our own lexicon, there are divine magics that can lend themselves to discovering something about the nature of the object itself. There's also... of course, very, very powerful arcane practitioners can, in some cases, alter the very fabric of reality and undo the magical wards on something like this. So, yes, there are, again, very, very powerful magical abilities that can enable someone to undo these wards.
I see.
And again, a creature of certain creatures have the ability to destroy them.
If there is a custom task like spinning around, would that supersede a dragon's fire? Or if enough arcane surge or power was implemented into the phylactery, would that in turn override the task and just destroy the phylactery still?
In theory, there are certain magical energies that could bypass the particular wards around the object to destroy it. Again, this is from my readings that I've had thus far.
Yeah, we'll make sure to take notes.
You're free to peruse, of course, anything that you'd like, but as far as I know, this is the most up-to-date information that we have.
Thank you.
Yeah, this
so
is
much.
It's been my pleasure. This is fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
if I am understanding, find the desecrated, unholy land, go to it, and then look for lots of undead and creepy, powerful things, and go towards them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The object
Into
will,
danger.
the object will likely give off an aura, as it were.
And then we can identify its plan by casting like the spell. Like maybe Seeker, you can cast
I
something
can
on
probably.
it to find
If
out.
not
if
Seeker,
there's
then
a-
I have potential options
Yeah.
for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it a bad idea to touch it?
Probably.
Well, I wouldn't.
The only way I can tell what it is to touch it.
Okay. Well, maybe we go with your plan first. You have
Maybe.
to touch it.
It's very possible it's well,
Cursed.
considering these are the historically from the accounts that we have of the various mages and powerful military individuals who hunted down the Lich generals that Westreach created during the final years of the Great War, they are notoriously difficult to unravel and typically protected by various magical enchantments. It would behoove you to use caution.
Okay.
I think that's most of my questions answered. I don't know if anyone else has any more.
This underground octagonal thing,
And I guess I'm looking at
Yeah.
like a sort of a depiction of
Yeah,
it.
so there's a top down and then there's also like a cross section, like
Mhm.
a view from the side. Again, it doesn't lack at like particular, there's not a specific blueprint, but it does depict
Right.
the size, the scope, the location where it was in the city. It's very much, it's at the heart of the city of Primordia, around what you gather to be the place where people could go to speak with the gods. But it is you're looking at these like couple of different schematics of it that show it again top down, that show that broader scale. It's about 2.5 times the size of the building you're in now. Probably, I said 400 feet. It's actually probably closer to like 600 feet. Yeah, it's quite large.
is there any reason to think that it would have its own kind of words on it? Something outside of what the Lich might have applied to it?
Oh, you're referring specifically to the phylactery you seek?
Well, the
Or the place.
octagon itself.
Oh, yes.
Going in.
Well, the octagon, as I said, housed some of the most dangerous magical artifacts of our time, and thus were protected by very powerful magical enchantments.
Right. So
Um,
not just the undead we need to consider.
And you see, you actually do like some. There's not a lot, but there are you see some depictions, and you see what look like. Have you guys fought golems before?
Golem. We fought one in
Golems?
In the
Yeah.
book?
in the woods. We fought something that
Oh,
came
you fought
back
a
to
shield
life.
guardian.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So
a guardian.
okay,
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna.
We fought a shield guardian?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
fought
that
a shield
thing, we
guardian.
hit a button and it
when-
came back to
with
life.
the glass. With
Oh,
the glass was a
right.
shield guardian. So you see, as you kind of look at it, you see various constructs that are kind of depicted and things like that. There were likely creatures, constructs, magical wards. Of various types that protected these vaults and floors of this place.
Do we? Are there? Could there still be some magical items that are in these vaults that are still there?
Very much so.
I mean,
Would anyone here know how to access them?
Well, perhaps.
If they did, wouldn't they have tried?
it's so dangerous to get there. I
Right.
don't know.
Start
But
to get
why
there.
even explore the option? I don't.
From what I gather, the general consensus amongst, the Great Hadna and the other members of the church is that the items that were protected by the Sacred Octagon are largely too dangerous to be in the hands of us. And the waste is a sufficient enough deterrent to most ambitious people.
So people go there now and lock stuff up?
There are occasional expeditions, but as I said, most do not return. As far as we know, most don't make it to the ruins themselves.
You said that the items are dangerous.
Yes.
Are they dangerous to the person who wields them, or are they just dangerous in the sense that they don't trust people to know how to use them well?
Probably, yeah.
The items themselves are capable of great power, and unfortunately, history has shown us that often great power can lead to unfortunate outcomes.
Right, but maybe if there was a group of people who could use the things well.
Well, so to be
As we famously have always done.
a bit less vague,
we have.
the reason we are going is not for these items, it is for the phylactery. There is a lich that is trying to free.
Careful with.
I know. I'm thinking through it as I say it.
This
A very powerful creature that does not want us to exist.
Well, that sounds rather important.
Yeah, we're trying to save the world.
That's why we ask these questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe if there's some stuff down there that can help us for our next task,
And or for this task.
that might be helpful. So if there's a way to open multiple vaults,
That's
Most
actually-
of the information surrounding the items that are there were within the sacred octagon. We know very little about what's there.
So we could find it there while we are fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
I might be able to do something about that.
to open vaults.
To learn what there is to know. I can call in a favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can see.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Same
mean,
thing about the phylactery. It's possible I can
Okay.
probe.
Oh,
Yeah.
like call in a favor?
Aye, yeah.
The other thought was
As you're looking at this lady, she's like, you realize it's starting to dawn on her, like, part of her has believed this whole time this was all kind of theoretical.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, as you're like saying stuff like we're going to the ways, like she didn't really believe you. Like this is all like academic, right? For her, it's like an exercise. And as you're starting to talk, she's like, you see, like her, she's getting more and more concerned.
Her face is
they're
getting
not
pale.
serious, surely, like, she's just trying to be very helpful. And like, oh yeah, this is on theory. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, you kind of notice she's starting to like get less and less sunshiny. But
Seeker, maybe
what?
I feel like we're starting to bother her a little bit. Maybe I don't want to worry her.
I'm just asking for help.
I know.
Wondering if so we are going to the waste. If there's I'm going to stop by Tiaras, but do you know of any places that we should stop by to get some help as we go face these wonderful creatures that are how did you say, resistant to magics, like weapons or supplies?
and she's like looking at you. And then at that point, you saw the acolyte that she spoke with, like before she brought you up here, comes in and like leans in and whispers in her ear. You read her lips. She's like, "Yeah, confirmed. He's who he says he is." And then, and she's like, "Oh, you're quite serious."
Unfortunately,
I think you
Yeah.
broke her seeker.
That's, yes,
she
I'm
seems quite functional to me.
we're very serious.
I'm sorry. There's a real lich.
Yes,
Yeah.
There is, yes.
the real evil.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
He's very far from here.
But don't worry,
we're
we're going
going
to
to be
take care of
dealing-
it. Yeah, it's going to be
Precisely.
okay.
Your information was very helpful.
Very helpful.
You've been instrumental in the taking down of this.
And
ledge.
So bravo. Good job to you.
and if it makes you feel any better, Laris is helping too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Yeah.
she walks over and sits. Tiara's treasures is good.
She's like still helping.
The crystal vault in the gold ring.
Oh, the vault. I forgot about the vault. Yeah.
Yes, the crystal vault in the gold ring.
What about the?
wanting
Was
to
it
go. I
the
have. I
treasures?
don't have
Treasures.
that.
Deeping treasures in the blue ring.
Deeping treasures.
That's there are curios there. Sometimes useful items. It's a 50-50 shot if it's valuable or not.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
We just have to work fast.
Yeah, and that's not even all of it.
Yeah, we won't. We'll spare you.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You have been very helpful.
You can take a nap.
Yeah.
You need to take a nap. Maybe just a little break.
if you need anything,
We'll come get you if you need
And
anything.
she like kind
Okay.
of wanders off into the corridor, a little flummoxed. But and yeah, you guys have
Thank you.
the room. You're welcome.
Thank you, Orenthal.
Seeker, this is what I was talking about. What I was saying, like, we can't. I mean, at least we didn't say this stuff about the gods and the cycles and all that. That probably would have.
Well, that would have thrown her.
Yeah.
I don't think
Whole new-
it's I don't know. We don't have time to beat around the bush.
I know, but sometimes it's like we got the information we needed and we
Right.
didn't need to say everything.
No,
But
I agree.
I mean, I wrote some stuff down. I think everything kind of makes sense to me.
Oh,
Of like how we find things and how we get this done. There might be some magical items in these vaults that could also help us later. Kellic seems to have maybe some kind of idea of how to find some of them, and then the phylactery. I think
So are we done here?
so.
I
mean,
yeah. I would say we're done.
and I'll kind of I'll look up at all the different levels and down at all the different levels, and I'll kind of look again at my tattoos. Yeah, I might go ask a question of someone and meet you guys back.
Okay.
Tell them you are with me.
I
Did
really
we
want to
find
go.
anything for you at the shop?
Yeah, I really want to go, but I think
You
it's
can
best.
just-
How long is it going to take? Then we
I
can
don't
just
know.
go with you. What do you
No, it's okay.
What do you want to ask about?
I just want to check in with them. I mean, like all these different levels and magical schools. I just want to, ask some questions. And so you guys can go to the shop and, I don't know, just like if you see anything that I'll like, maybe pick it up. Do you want me to give you some money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, lots of money.
Okay,
Alright, hold
question
on.
asker.
Hey,
The
It's better than not, right?
questioner.
while we're still here, as we leave, and as you're staying here, we should probably take a really good look at the inside and try to remember things because it's the same but inverted. Where
And
we're
quite a bit bigger if
Yeah.
those depictions are to be believed.
or similar, yeah. So
I'm gonna stick around here for a second. I can do a quick sketch of this stuff, and I'll ask maybe we can take a book or two, and then
So part of it, yes.
and then I'll just meet you guys back at the.
we can go to Tiara's and then
Yeah, just here, and I'll go to Seeker and I'll go into my bag and I'll pull out a satchel, like a little tiny like money coin purse, and I'll reach in and to my bag and I'll pull out a bunch of coins, throw them in there, and hand him the little satchel. There's 50 platinum.
not enough.
What do you mean?
Tiara's is expensive.
Okay, give me a bag.
Well, maybe we should go to the Crystal Vault instead.
Well, isn't the
But they
Tiara's
have
like
good-
right across the street from you
Tiara's
guys?
is close,
It's
right?
across the street and they have the
And
best.
I'll reach in, I'll pull out more, I'll put it in. All right, here's 100.
Thank you.
Okay.
100 platinum.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, anything you guys think might help me. I don't know, yeah, us. But if something for me, use that for me, not
What do
for
you get
you.
for the halfling who has everything?
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys at the house in a bit.
All right.
Okay.
I point to the ring. Don't get the shite kicked out of you again.
You'll know if I do.
All right, cool.
And I'll start, I'll do a quick sketch in the books, and I'll maybe ask if I can take
Yeah.
some of them. Or if not, I'll just try and do a quick sketch.
Yeah.
I'll just do a quick sketch. I don't want to bother that
they
lady.
can help you with copies. Like there are people here who can make part of the like services offered here is like they won't let you take the books, but they can make copies of anything.
Okay, then I'll,
like it'll and like a couple of people working. What they might say is like, come back at the end of the day. So here, actually. So you ask if
I'll
they're
look,
gonna like, do any copies.
Yeah, I'll
Or
look
if
for
they're,
like the one of the acolytes, maybe the one
Yeah.
that was helping us. I don't want to bother the lady because
She
seems
comes. She
distraught.
eventually does come back. She
Oh.
looks a little pale, but she's okay.
Uh,
I'm all right.
I know,
Just, that's
to be fair, that we were the same when we got information like this too. So
it's a little alarming.
yeah, definitely.
I feel like I should tell somebody, but I don't know who. So anyway, what were your other questions, dear?
I'm just looking to get some simple, mundane copies.
Oh, of course. And
Yeah.
she call it like she disappears for a little while, comes back with 3 acolytes in Laura's gear and like wearing the vestments of initiates of the faith. And she, These 3 will make any copies that you
Amazing.
require.
Thank you so much.
It might take a little while, so you can always come back at the end of the day and pick up anything. I'll leave them at the front. They'll be under Sanctus Vatria Seeker's name.
Okay, pick them up at the end of the day. You got it.
Yeah.
Can they be delivered? If I pay?
Of course.
Let's do that. How much would it cost to get them delivered once they're done?
For the copies and the delivery, 5 silver.
Cool. And I'll just pull out a political piece just for the and just keep the change. Sorry about all this information.
That's all right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
donation
Also,
is appreciated.
Yeah, the old gods aren't the oldest gods. I'll talk to you later.
As you walk off, there's a moment, and then you just hear, "What?"
Just a wink and a
And I would like to also,
1, 2.
I would like to walk around and see if I can find, maybe not an acolyte, but maybe someone a step above that seems like more like Kellic or Seeker.
Okay.
More like Kelly.
And I'll just approach them.
Okay.
Just because I want to ask them some different questions.
Okay, cool. All right. While we get to that, where are the rest of you heading?
Dialrus treasures across the street.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we will come back to you all.
It's a dance party.
And you see, okay, so Flynn, where are you going anywhere particular to look for this?
I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I just want to find a cleric that seems like they have more. They're not just like an acolyte. They're like a next step above.
Make a perception or investigation check, your choice.
Okay. A roll.
A roll.
I know. Wow. I haven't rolled. Yeah.
That's so
You said
weird.
investigation or
Investigation or what did I say? Investigation or perception, your choice.
Yeah.
Chia.
What is it?
What happens when the 2 is before the 0?
yeah, is that like a
Natural 20.
Yeah,
Pretty
natural
big, man.
20.
First roll.
first roll natural?
All right. Cool.
He's like, you find the Sanctus
Okay.
Vatria,
Because I'm
you find
loyal.
the Sanctus
Okay.
Cantio.
There you go. So as you are looking around,
He finds the
if I want to try and find like whoever looks the most.
yeah, as you're looking around, you kind of start like, you see a few people. Most of them are wearing acolytes robes. You see a couple of other people who are in the midst of. Usually, like you see a few other people who look more like Arnthel, but they're busy or occupied. And eventually, you see someone who is standing, like sitting down at a table. They're dressed in the appropriate vestments. You see a frankly very old looking. You see an elf. They have sort of there's like an indeterminate. It's hard to tell their age, but they look. Like I said, maybe somewhere in their like 6th, 7th century, like pretty old.
Oh my!
For an elf. You see a wiry frame.
What did you
see
find?
this sort of pale silver blue skin.
No, bring him on.
And you see that you can actually see like the skin around like the cheeks and sort of going down onto the neck. You see these like faint markings. It's kind of hard to make out what they are from a distance. But as you get a little closer, you see that they're like almost runic in nature. You see a cascade of like silvery white hair that kind of flows all the way back down to the lower back. It's all sort of over the shoulders, and in an interwoven braid. And you see these small little shimmering bits of metal and stuff inside of them. And as he looks up, you see these flowing robes of like a deep indigo and silver thread, and they are emblazoned with different schools of different like runes representing the different schools of magic.
Perfect.
But yeah, as this figure looks up, you see an ancient looking elf. One of the things that strikes you immediately is inside, like in his eyes, you see like almost like this faint, almost like a cataract, but in the shape of like crescent moons almost. And he looks up. Hello, my dear boy.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
I'm Flynn.
Flynn. My name is Kerthian.
Okay. This place is amazing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder if you could help me.
What is it you're looking for?
Been through a lot. And kind of decided to go back to basics, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Start back from the beginning and work my way back up, but I feel like I need to take the next step, but I'm just a little worried.
What is it you're worried about?
Well, I hold my arm up and I kind of pull my sleeve up. I deal in the magic as well, in the weave. But more recently, my magic was tainted. And I'd like to be sure that it's clean, if that makes sense. Because I need it. I don't need it, but it's time.
Curious markings you have there.
Yeah, I figured this might be a place more so than the one down one level lower. Just from looking around, and I point to my cheeks. Looks like you might.
So
I don't know if there's any ritual or procedure you can do to me. I just want to make sure when I start using it again, it's safe.
Well, the way in which I interact with the weave is very different from the way that you do. However, those markings are not unfamiliar to me. Neither is the pauldron. There is someone I think there is someone I'll send you to see. And says, look to the blue ring. Ask for Othirin. I think you'll find you have something in common.
Who would I ask? Do I just ask?
If you ask around, they'll be known. In fact, if you find any members of the Coral Guard, they'll know them.
Othirin?
Othirin.
Othirin.
Mm-hmm. Spelling.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Hang on. So many notes.
No, you're good.
Where is it?
I was just doing
Who
like
cares about spelling?
I was just doing like a phonetic
Nobody
spelling.
cares about
it's
spelling.
Yeah,
Definitely nobody.
Othirin.
Yeah,
Right.
whatever.
How many
we'll
It
just
just
make it
spells
up.
like it sounds.
How many apostrophes are there in there?
O apostrophe THI apostrophe RYN.
I got it right.
Did you hear that, Lore?
Oh yeah.
Okay, one more time.
O apostrophe THI apostrophe RYN.
Apostrophe.
R-Y-N.
RYN. Othirin.
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 It's silent.
It's a silent apostrophe. Is silent.
Settle.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Do you want money or?
No, thank you, child.
May the light reflect from your eyes.
And this man smiled, and yours as the sun onto the moon.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
I'll head out.
Goodbye, Flynn. And he returns to his book.
Oh boy.
It's
As
I will
like,
head
it's
to
like
the-
saying,
head to the blue ring.
As you leave
Yeah.
and head towards the blue ring, as we come over to the other four of the agents. All right, so the four of you make your way out of the Eightfold Spire and across the square here on the fire ring, and you see before you this relatively small but very ornate building. You see like white stone. It's got these two. It's kind of built like there's like towers and then sort of a level roof and then another kind of spire that goes up. But in an alcove in that sort of central spire, you see actually a small replica of Tialra's tower across the street. And right above it, you see a small glowing light that represents the sun and where its current position relative to the city.
Oh, cute.
You see beautiful display windows in front of you that house, you can see a couple of items in there. You see what looks like a very intricate, beautiful curved staff with runes all along the front. And you also see like what looks like a beautiful pendant, like a necklace. And then like on a stand, you see this wand that is kind of this like interesting curving design. It almost looks like you know when lightning hits glass and you end up with those really cool like structures? It looks like that. It's like this curving glass wand almost. But as you enter in,
Cool.
you see what can only be described as a very exquisite shop. You see
Exquisite.
you see
How exquisite.
sorry, I'm getting through my own descriptions here. You see the storefront again, elegantly adorned. Also, the glass kind of appears to like almost shimmer in like an interesting quality.
Hell
like there's
yeah.
this kind of glamour cast on it to make it like draw your eyeballs from across the way. And you see, as you walk in, you see beautiful polished marble floors inlaid with veins of like deep gold and lapis lazuli. You see mostly like most of the floor is white walls and the walls, the floor is white marble inlaid with these veins of gold and deep blue, and then the walls are like a washed white with like wood panels that go up the sides of a very like deep rich wood. It's kind of like a deep gray in color, and you see like various shelves and things like that are displaying a variety of different items. Most of them are individual stands. Like you see like almost like a jewelry store, right? Like these individual plinths, glass things over the top of them. There's not a lot in here actually. There is a section off to the side with what looks like stacks of parchment and vials of ink and all the requisite materials for spellcraft. You see against one wall a series of like delicately carved and sort of beautifully done dressers, almost like armoires that have all these little shelves in them that are all marked with the various runes indicating all of the spell components and things like that. You also see in various alcoves like very expensive spell components. You see bowls inlaid with gems encrusted in gold. You see strips of beautiful ivory, like all of the spell components that you would see for very high level magic. You can find here. And of course, sort of turning to you all as you enter, you see this radiant bronze skin, this golden hair, as you see a sun elf. They are like dignified, probably somewhere also in their 5th century, appear to be in their late 50s or 60s as far as human years would be concerned, with a very straight back. You see sort of this intricately done, these twin intricate braids that are done back over the shoulders, and these deep like red robes trimmed in gold that make them stand out very clearly against the otherwise kind of like white and blue and gold of the rest of the establishment. They sort of walk over to you kind of very gracefully as you enter the shop and greet you all. They spread their hands. Welcome to Tialra's Treasures. I am Lethonel. What can I do for you? Lethonel. Lethonel. No apostrophes.
Lame.
Lethonel.
Oma, what you wanted stuff for potions, no?
Yes.
We have various potions here that can be purchased. Are you looking for something to... are you looking for anything particular, or are you looking for crafting?
I make potions.
You make potions?
I make potions.
Understood. I believe I have something for you that could perchance fill the need you have.
Okay.
You come, and they begin to walk you through the store.
Oma, be polite.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And they thank you begrudgingly. They walk you over to to one of the shelves, like up against the far wall, with all of the like spellcraft and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of, and they grab a book, and they pull it down to you. It's bound in like deep blue leather, and it has a beautiful sort of gold scroll work across the front. It says "A Harvester's Guide to Potion Crafting."
Ah.
Oh.
Cool.
And they hand it to you. I think this might perhaps help you with what it is you're looking for.
Oh.
Please,
Ooh.
peruse.
Okay, well, what is it? And I'll open it up.
And they wave their hands, and you see as like almost invisibly, like the pages open, and you see as you go through, you can see a lot of different. There's a lot. You see drawings of various types of plants. You can see like in that way. I forget. There's a specific word for the type of drawing that are in here, but they're like almost scientific in their architecture. It shows very specific plants with annotations about the types of environments that they grow in,
Nice.
where they might be found, the different reagents and the things that they might be used in. There is basically like there's I think a total of like 5 or 6 chapters. I'll get it back to you, but there's a massive document I have for this.
Yay!
But
Nice.
it's basically each of the chapters is a different biome. So there's grasslands, deserts, forests, mountains, Arctic, right? All these different biomes and the types of plants and flowers that you can find and the ways that you can incorporate them into potions to strengthen them.
Okay.
Whether that's to enhance the effects of the potion and or craft certain types of potions.
Does it also have is it just plant and flora, or is it also like alloys and metals and like precious stones?
Yeah, this one's mostly deals in plants.
Okay.
And there is a small glossary in the back that goes into the various like minerals and gems and things like that you can use. Gems are often used to basically hold as a vessel for the magical energy. They're what keeps it in stasis and viable in its form, right? Because there has to be something to like hold it. So the quality of the gems can increase the strength of a particular potion.
Got it.
But most of the things that like add the effects are actually the herbal elements.
Got it.
But it has a bit of both. Most of this one is dedicated to herbs, though.
This is helpful. Very, very helpful. What if I don't know, like, the ingredients list for different potions?
Oh, well, this actually, and they sort of like go with you and start pointing out some of there are like actual ingredients and like the ways that you can craft.
Like there's like recipes.
Correct.
Super
Okay,
cool.
very helpful. Very, very helpful. I'm gonna be traveling a lot. Is there any like small kit that I can purchase that would help me make these while I'm on the go?
Of course. I have alchemist supplies here that you can purchase.
Yes, please.
Excellent. And they walk back and they grab a hold of the like you see. And as you guys peruse, as they go back into the thing, you guys get an opportunity to kind of look around a little bit. And I'll say, I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through what you guys see. You see, and most of them have these little placards that actually like tell you what they are.
Right.
So you see a twisting wand made from a very similar like deep gray wood, and then on the edge of it is like what looks like a petrified frog. It's like stuck to the end, and underneath it says "Wand of Polymorph."
Oh!
You see,
Lynn might like that.
you see a on a stand, like in a glass case, all by itself. You see a beautiful, like a deep emerald green cloak with a golden clasp against the front of it, and you see the clasp itself has these. As you look closely, you can see that there are 8 like small sigils along the front of it on the clasp. One for each school of magic.
Yeah.
And underneath it says Mantle of Spell Resistance.
What?
Yeah, this stuff fucks. Like the stuff in here, you guys are in the most
so
magical
good.
city. That's a legendary magic item.
Yeah, that's probably like 7 million platinum.
It's a lot of monies.
All of the money.
Yeah.
You
cool.
see in another what looks like a big, almost perfectly carved amber gem, and it just says spell gem. You see on another stand.
At the phylactery.
Yeah. Right. On another, you see this beautiful curved dagger in this like kind of like it has like this element of and in the handle it almost looks like something's like There's like an effervescent quality to it, as if something is swirling inside of it.
Ooh.
And this says Dusk Step Dagger.
Oh.
You see another cloak.
Excuse me.
You see another cloak, and it says Cloak of Protection.
Ooh.
You see in 2 separate stands, you see a small, let me see what colors these are. You see a marbled scarlet and blue sphere, like a small, it's probably about this big. This says Stone of Intellect.
Oh.
And you see another next to it that says Stone of Reserve. And that one is, it's like a vibrant purple prism next to it. And then finally, you see a glass case that has a series of bottles in it. You see 2 potions of identical, like they look identical. They're a deep crimson red. You guys recognize these. Underneath in a little placard, Potion of Supreme Healing.
Yeah.
Nice.
You see one that has like almost like this viscous lava-like element to it. It says Potion of Fire Resistance. There's one of those. You see 2 that have like what look like kind of roiling clouds in there. It says Potion of Flying. And you see 1 potion that you guys actually all recognize. They're sort of an orange color. You had a couple of these the night before the Fatal Reserve attack. There is 1 potion of Rapid Rest here.
Ooh, those are so good.
Some of us had
drinks.
it after
Energy
the
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
And that's pretty much everything you see that is like special or unique.
Are there prices by the potions?
None of this stuff is priced.
Yeah, of course it isn't. Fuckers.
None of it has prices. But she does come back. The proprietress, Lethonel, she returns, and in her hand she has like what looks like a small, nice wooden box. And as she opens it up and turns it to you, you can see like glass vials and instruments and all the various things that you would need. It's effectively alchemist supplies.
Great.
For potion crafting.
Great.
So, and she has the book and she adds it to the box. Any of the other wares catch your fancy?
How much money do we have?
Thessaly's like, I have some for the cause.
What's the Stone of Reserve?
Oh,
What does that do?
yes, of course. The Stone of Reserve allows for a spellcaster to store some of their latent energy within the stone to be released at a later time.
Right.
There is a cap on the intricacy or power of the spell that can be stored. The Stone of Reserve allows you to store up to 4 levels worth of spells inside of it.
Cool.
The Stone of Reserve, that is 6,000 gold.
Right. Is that kind of like what I have here? And I took Birdie's spell storing stone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That is similar. Yes.
Okay.
So what they have, that was inside of that was a Galder Speedy Courier.
Right.
So that is hang on. That I will tell you what kind of.
I've been meaning to use it, but I just never think
No,
of it.
that's
in
cool.
time,
I
you
totally
know?
forgot about that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should start something today.
Yeah.
Well, we might not even need to buy this. We just
So that is like a deep red stone.
Okay.
It's a bloodstone, and that holds up to a 3rd level spell.
Nice. Well,
What
there we
you
go.
have.
Cool.
So
Or we could sell it.
it
So
holds-
just one spell up to 3rd level.
Or 3 level 1 spells.
That
right?
Spell gems are different than
Then
the Stone of Reserve.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check. So the spell gem only holds it's 1 3rd level
level
spell.
spell, period.
That's what's cool about the Stone of Reserve is it can be 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s, 1/3,
damn.
1
Is
first.
it like
really
one?
good.
Could you store one first level, like a first level spell, or does it have to be a 3rd level spell? Because like I'm assuming it's like
I
you
could
can only
probably-
put one thing in there.
Well, you could put
Actually,
a 1st level
wait.
spell at 3rd level, right?
Oh, I guess you could do that.
Also, one of the things about you could do a 1st level spell, 3rd level.
That's
Also,
true.
one of the caveats of the spell gems is that basically some of the magical energy is lost in the storing in a spell gem. So it actually has a preset DC
instead of using
and
your
attack
spell
bonus
save.
instead of using yours.
Okay.
The Stone of Reserve is your spell is stored in it, which is
Wait,
why it's more expensive.
So there was another. You said there was a spell gem that they were selling too.
An
Yes,
amber.
yeah.
Maybe we get multiple, and then so like maybe he can hold a spell, you can hold a spell, or I can hold a spell, and we can have a bunch of different
Sure.
held,
I mean,
held
We have 6,000
spells.
gold.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I think the reserve is 6,000 gold.
Yes.
The spell gem might be
But
cheaper.
they don't have a
Don't
spell gem.
I thought you said there was.
There's
There's
an
a
amber spell gem here.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
the
I'm not-
amber
yeah,
one.
Uh-huh,
I-
that's
I
the amber
didn't
one.
say
It
any
is.
of this.
No, you're
Got
good.
it. Got it.
Doesn't matter.
But yes,
So what is the amber one then? What level can that hold?
so that is up to 4th. So it's 1
Gotcha.
4th level spell.
Gotcha. Okay.
She kind of walks you through and says and starts telling you what the
Mhm.
prices are. So the wand is 30,000 gold.
Right. Yep.
The mantle of spell resistance, 30,000 gold.
A pittance.
The
Yeah.
the amber spell gem is 3,000 gold.
Okay.
The dagger, 4,000 gold.
Okay.
The there is another cloak, a beautiful, like just
The
a
protection.
relatively it's a +2 cloak of protection. It's
Oh.
7,000 gold.
Oh, that's so good
You
though.
need a shield.
I would
It's
like that.
it's a stone.
We don't
the
have
stone
7,000
of the
gold,
stone of
but it
intellect
doesn't
is
matter.
3,000
Let's
gold.
rob this place.
What is the
Um,
stone of
Stone of intellect boosts your intelligence score by 2.
I know. No, when he said it, when he was telling us before, I was like, "Fuck, we want that."
How much is that?
3,000 gold.
Damn, that's not bad.
If we had money.
We don't
Um,
have 3,000 gold though.
Somebody
And
does in
the
their
potion,
fucking
the
hole.
supreme healing.
What am I supposed to do?
the
My bolt's
potion of
not
supreme
here.
healing.
We don't know.
1350 each.
Okay.
The way
Fire resistance is 300 gold.
The
but that's
Supreme
okay.
Healing 1350.
1350 each. 1,350 gold
You might
pieces
be able to make
each.
potions on the way there.
Fire resistance potions are 300 gold each. The potions of flying are 500 gold each.
Yeah.
And the one potion of rapid rest is 2,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are hard to come by.
Yeah.
Are
Very
the
difficult to make.
pieces of ivory normally priced, or are they?
Yeah, those are
jacked
normally.
up?
Yeah, all of
Okay.
the spell component stuff is normally priced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say,
I could use some help getting 4 pieces of ivory and some incense. It'll run us about 500 gold.
I have like a bunch of incense.
Okay.
I have 120
Oh,
gold
I think
I need 250 worth.
of incense.
I can help with that, dear. And Thessaly like reaches into her bag and she's able to pull out. Thessaly has, I believe, 130 or
13.
113 platinum for a total of 1,130 gold pieces.
okay.
This is your guys's. Yeah, she has not spent anything since you fought the Fatal Reserve.
Mhm.
So she's able to help you with that.
Okay. I'm just gonna add it to mine,
Yeah.
so that we can just
Yeah.
not have to. So 130 platinum.
Yeah. Excuse me, 130
113.
platinum.
13. Thank you.
Yeah, 113. Sorry, 1,130 gold. That's not confusing at all.
Thanks, wizards.
So you need some ivory. So you're gonna get you're gonna buy yourself.
Yeah, Tessa will help me out. Thank you, dear.
Of course. And
you were gonna.
Well, I gotta buy this stuff. How much is all this?
correct. For the alchemist supplies, those will run you 50 gold, and for the book, 10 gold.
I have these things that I'm interested in selling. Do you ever purchase things?
Of course.
Okay, 1 second, and I like, dig into my bag.
Mhm.
I love it.
And I pull out the things that I stole from the drow.
Oh, okay.
Like from the drow. What was
Yeah,
wizard and
laboratory.
cleric lab? Like from the drow lab.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah.
I pull out from it a silver bar.
Okay.
It's worth 100 gold pieces
Okay.
of what I have written.
Excellent.
I don't know what she's gonna decide, but I have a silver bar.
Okay.
I have this,
All right.
and then I also have this, and I pull out this sunburst pendant.
Uh-huh.
That's used as a component for like dawn, the spell
Oh.
dawn.
Okay.
I have these things that I don't use.
All right. And she kind of looks, she picks up the silver bar. Looks to be about 100 gold pieces worth of silver. I can gladly accept this as either payment or give you the change. Curious. And she looks at it.
Looking up dawn, yeah.
I'm like looking up the spell, like
Oh, yeah.
just because it's like a sunburst pendant worth a certain amount of money.
100 gold pieces.
100 gold
is what I
pieces.
have
Oh,
written.
perfect.
Yeah.
A sunburst pendant worth at least 100 gold pieces. And this, yes, this is actually a component for a very particular and powerful spell and enchantment. This I'd be willing to pay you. I do need to make some profit. I'd be willing to part with it, or would you be willing to part with it for 90 gold pieces?
Yes.
Excellent. Beautiful. Well, if you'd like, I can take both of those and return to you the change.
Yes.
Excellent. And she walks behind the counter, goes into the back. You don't see.
I made a profit.
And she
Manners on them.
Yes, please.
She comes back. Amazing. As you and as Besley are over in the corner, like looking at down. But she comes back, and in her hand, she has 19 platinum pieces, which is a total of 190 gold for 100 for the silver bar and 90 for the sunburst.
Right,
pendant.
but I'm spending.
You're spending
60.
So yeah, so she'd return you 130,
So
right?
13.
190.
So 13 platinum
So
pieces.
13 platinum pieces.
And, well, yeah, are you going to do anything?
Pleasure doing business with you.
You as well.
And I have my items and more money than I than what I had when I came in.
Yep.
Which is great.
I'll drop 450 gold on 4 pieces of ivory and 250 pieces worth of gold of incense.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all available to you here.
Cool.
Yeah, when she comes back, I have the tribute totem in my hand.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
What?
What would this be worth?
Oh. The tribute totem.
God, the temple of the flowers there.
Didn't you just become Sanctus like a second ago?
He doesn't need it.
I could likely turn somewhat of a profit on that by selling it to someone across the square. She looks at it. She walks over. You see as she waves her hands over it. You're like she casts a spell.
Yeah.
You gather its identify.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Just to verify.
This woman can cast that spell at will.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
read
yeah.
that.
This
Done
is
it
one
so
of her
many times.
memorized. This is one of her like high level
Yep.
wizard all the time spells.
Yep.
And so she casts identify. Well, considering its religious significance in addition to its abilities. 3,000 gold.
Oh.
Oh no! Get off.
3,000. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. How about these boots? And I will take off one of my boots
Seeker.
and I will.
How will you ever steal Benton glass from me again?
I don't need the boots.
He does not need
That's
the
funny. Hang on.
I don't. Do you want them? Or do you want something in here that's crazy?
There, I wish I was.
And she casts identify.
Yeah.
Another curious find. 2,000 gold for the boots.
What do those do again?
They're stealthy boots.
Advantage on stealth.
Advantage and hiding in the dark.
Okay.
No, I mean they're valuable, but
Oh, they're
Very
good.
valuable.
But yeah, he's
Yeah.
a sneaky boy.
but he's
There's probably more. Like we would probably get more use out of some of the stuff that they're selling.
Yeah.
Like the cloak and then
The protection
the gem.
cloak
The
and the-
intellect gem would
protection.
just increase
I
my
mean,
DC.
this is like
Be
this.
crazy.
She's literally a dealer in magical items. So if you guys got other shit, she'll buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
no idea.
Okay. So those
I
two.
do actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have the bone.
I have that ingot.
And you have the dragon bone.
Oh my god, I do
Get
have
the
a dragon
jawbone.
bone.
Oh my god! The part of the mask.
Oh God.
It's like a necklace.
Who has the teapot? Shreya? Does he have
You
the
have the
fucking
teapot now.
well, no, I bet Shreya still has.
The teapot. Yeah, I think he does.
Oh, is it like a teapot of warning or something like that?
No,
Like-
I
Like
don't
a
know
weird
if
magic teapot. I
Oh.
can't remember what it.
Oh wait, I remember that thing.
What
yeah.
the fuck was that?
I have no
even?
idea. I have no idea what that was.
I'm
Okay.
not selling my storm giant ring, but I
Oh,
want. Should I ask how much it costs though? Because maybe we could. Is there
God, I
something
don't wanna-
better?
I
wish
That's
I-
great,
It's
isn't
You
it?
really
have the
good.
crossbow, don't you?
And my amulet,
I have-
and
Or the
my
short bow.
cloak. I need.
This wouldn't be the place to sell magical armor though, because I have +1 leather armor. So I,
buy it.
magical items. I
You'd
mean,
buy it.
I would offer that.
Yeah,
up,
I have. I'd like her to look. I also have this thing. It's a metal ingot that we use for the bodies, for the plane of air.
What the hell is that?
Oh, the.
Huh.
It was used
Like
to
a-
open the
it's
plane
like
of air.
a mini threshold key.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
It's like a little metal
She-
shard of metal.
Take it. She again identifies it immediately. Fascinating. And she's like turning it over in her hands. I know of many at Starspire who would be interested in something like this. I have a few buyers in mind. 2,000 gold.
Sold.
Excellent. So I gotta start writing this down.
I know. God damn.
All right, so we're
What can we buy now
What'd
with
you
do that?
say
I have 2,000 gold. I sold that little metal ingot to the plane of air.
Well, real quick, the leather armor +1 would
Yeah.
that fetch us anything?
Yeah. Do you pull out the leather?
Yeah.
Okay. She
I've
sort of
got to
looks
kind
at
of
it.
reassemble it. 'cause
Yeah,
it's, like,
you
folded
reassemble
up.
it, kind of put it out on the ground, and like it's funny. This very dignified woman like gets down on her hands and knees, and like you can see the kind of now like she's in her element.
Right.
She's
Oh,
wheeling
yeah.
and
We're having
dealing.
fun.
She's looking
Yeah.
at cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is her
I mean, she
investment,
might
what
have
she
this
lives
like a
for.
shield.
And she looks.
Like a
She
+1
takes a
shield or
look. She
whatever.
runs her hands over it,
Yeah.
over the like arcane runes that are like stitched into the various
Mhm.
bindings of the studded leather to make it
Oh,
Yeah.
more. And she says, "Studded leather armor. This is magically enhanced. So, would you take 1,500 gold for it?
Aye. Yeah, that'd be grand.
Perfect.
1,500. Wow.
there you go. Broke no mo.
So Seeker, your boots and your totem are still out as she sort of
5K.
turns to-
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah,
sell
5K
those.
for it.
Yeah, you're gonna sell them?
Yeah.
Oh right.
Wow.
Wow.
All
For both the
right.
boots and the totem.
That's
5K.
pretty
And
good.
You've had that
then-
for the whole fucking campaign.
So Seeker, you have parted. Go ahead and remove your tribute totem
Yep.
and your other thing from your and the boots from your inventory.
2,000 is 200.
Your 200 platinum. Correct. Yeah.
Mhm.
We also have, well, 2 or 3 of I'll take off my amulet.
Oh my god,
as
we
a
do.
proof of against detection
Oh my
location.
God.
Right, like fuck it.
Like, what are we doing now?
We can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Are those
Because most of
attunement?
you guys
They
aren't.
are.
I don't want them in
They are.
attunement
Fuck 'em.
slot.
Yeah,
I'm not
well, I
attuned
need
to
to
it.
if I want.
It's
No,
not
I
in
need
my.
to too.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not even attuned to mine anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just fucking hold it
At least
out.
2 of those. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
least
I'll,
for the-
wait, do
you
I?
have one?
Do I have?
I can't remember. Did you give yours to
I think you got
Thessaly?
one.
But either way, Thessaly would probably
Oh, I
give
think
it
I
up.
did give it to Thessaly.
And did she give it to Salix though?
I think she did.
One-
Okay, that's what it was.
Salix has.
Yeah, she forced him to take it. That's
Cool.
cool. Yeah.
All right. So your amulet, your amulet.
My amulet. I don't know.
Your
No, I don't
amulet?
have one. I gave
He
mine to
doesn't have
Oh, you
Thessaly.
gave yours to Thessaly.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's
so
that's
they've been
just
able
the
to
two.
find this
Just
whole
two.
time. They could find
Just two.
Seeker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And she takes those and she looks at them.
No small feat to acquire those.
No.
Yeah.
30,000 gold for the pair.
30,000 gold for the pair. Yeah.
These are hard to make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we'll
you have to
fucking
go to
die.
that fucking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she offers you 30,000 gold for the pair of these amulets.
I mean, they're gonna find us anyway, right?
I'm not even using mine anymore.
Why not?
Because I can't
Right,
use it. I got this necklace.
And that way,
Thessaly's
yeah, that
blowing
one
stuff.
protects you technically anyway.
Yeah.
Right,
I got
true.
this necklace, and I got this belt, and I got the
Seeker gave his
I don't
awful
have
while ago.
anything.
Right. If they're probably only good if I'll use them anyhow. Yeah, we'll do it.
She hands you 3,000 platinum pieces.
Oh my
Except I
lord.
get
Oh,
half.
wait.
Yeah.
So
3,000
So,
platinum pieces.
1,500.
1,500. No,
Platinum.
1,500 platinum.
Yes.
This is my brain is.
I know.
I think it's so funny you guys have made it so far being so broke.
So poor.
like all the time.
so poor.
I'm gonna.
I have 1,756 platinum.
So you
That's 17,000
1,000. How many? 1,700 and what?
and 56. No, it says go.
Yeah,
It's already
me
done.
too.
I have
17,000 gold.
17,876 gold pieces.
I am gonna take off my backpack.
Uh huh.
I take off all of my clothes.
Just selling your souls.
We just like take yourself
Also-
also, we're all like,
Also,
hang on.
I think,
I got some too.
I think it's fascinating. Like this
We got
woman
all this
has the
shit.
money to buy them.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
we've
it's
been-
like it's
We've been holding on to shit for so long though
yeah,
that we've
and
been.
you've
I
never
mean,
had a place where you could
that we could
offload
sell
any of
anything.
it.
I've never had
Yeah.
that much gold.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Russell.
It's okay.
You take out your backpack.
Yeah.
Wait, is this your haversack?
Yeah.
Andy Haversack.
Oh, your handy haversack.
What? It's a haversack. It's.
And she walks up to it again. Identify. Yes, this is an extra dimensional bag. 1,800 gold.
Are you trying to reach a specific number, Seeker?
I'm just trying to see what I can get. But I think I'll keep this.
Very well.
The dagger.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Well.
Actually, it's okay. I'll take it.
Very well. And she walks over to the case, and it's funny. She like puts her palm against it, and you see as the glass like fades away.
That's it.
These things are like no one makes it out of here stealing anything.
Yeah.
And actually, make a do me a favor, make an Arcana or History check for me,
no.
Kellic.
Okay.
You can as well.
Okay.
Heyo.
It's gonna be 24.
24. Okay. Yeah. This woman is like, as you're looking at her, she keeps casting these spells over and over again, like rote. This is probably an archmage. Like, because like you can't casting first level spells over and over and over again is a very, very, very hard.
Yeah.
Takes years of arcane study.
That's master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
You said.
I rolled a 16. Yeah. I have +8.
What did you roll? Arcana.
I rolled a
History.
19.
History. You roll a history check.
Yeah.
And you rolled an
19 history.
19 history. Both of you. As you guys are like sitting here and you're having this conversation, and like this woman and like this
Going through her
she's
bag.
sun elf and blah blah, like all of these different things, and suddenly you remember where you've heard the name Lethonel. This woman has very close ties to Draenor, the sun elf, not only the queen's consort, but his father, who is one of the High Council here in Westeros. This woman is incredibly well connected, and like you guys both, you being from here, remember that, and then you just because you're older and you've read more.
I've read, and I've also
and you've been like
I'm invested in
in
Drow
the
history
political
too.
and the, so and also like the very particular history of Westreach. Yeah, this woman is in all likelihood a very powerful archmage and also very well politically connected, as well as incredibly wealthy.
Lots of money.
How much was it for the intellect stone?
That would be. Let me check my ledgers.
3?
Yeah, I believe it was 3,000.
3,000 gold. Yes, correct.
All right. And
Do you think
the cloak was what, 7,000?
7? I think
Flynn would really like that stone, I think.
Yeah.
So let's do it for the lad. He's suffered. And he could use the intellect to help.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, he could.
You need a shield.
That's true. But we have to. I don't know. I mean, I can't afford that cloak. That'd be like everything we have.
But what about some type of other
Oh,
shield?
We could go look down
the
and just get it.
resistance?
See if we can get a shield, a proper shield. I'm using a regular shield here. It's not even.
There's
At least bit
another.
magical.
There's another shop.
Right. I think we can check there.
Yes, I unfortunately don't have any enchanted shields available in my inventory at the moment, but you could always check the Crystal Vault or what was the other place?
Do you know what something like that would
Deeping,
run
trash
us?
deeping.
Also, the Skyforge in Dordagor. They are typically procure many of the armaments for the Coral Guard, as well as some of the Drake Riders as well. They're known for the quality of their craftsmanship and weapons.
All right. Do you know what? Yeah, that's all right.
A magically enchanted shield, it depends. If it's a simple enchantment, just enabling greater protection for the user, a couple of 1,000 gold. If there's additional magical properties or enchantments that have been imbued within the shield itself, of course, the price varies.
I see. Well, does anyone want to help me buy Flynn's stone, or should I?
How much was it?
It's
Here's-
3,000.
3,000 gold.
What if we each put 1,000 in?
He gave 100 platinum.
Not very helpful.
100
100 platinum.
So
That's 1,000.
That's 1,000.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So he'll put 1,000 towards it, and we'll all put the other 2,000 in.
500 each. There's 4 of us. That's what Thessaly says.
Oh,
Does Cecily have 500 gold?
Mhm.
Through me, so I'll give
Yeah.
1,000 from my pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because she
Is
gave
there
you
enough?
415 for Ivory, so she should have like 600 or 700 gold left after that. Because she had 1,130 gold.
I put all
Of it together.
in
So
here. So yeah,
Cool.
I'll just do 1,000 from me.
But 1,000 gold, not 1,000 platinum. Make
Yeah.
sure you don't
Precisely.
do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
So you still have plenty of platinum left?
Yep.
Okay. So we're each putting 500 gold.
500 gold.
wait, let me see if I can do
So
that.
50
right.
platinum.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Let me see if I can do that.
Do you have
I
50
think I
platinum?
can.
You just sold $2,000 worth.
I know. I just bought 4,000 worth.
Of dagger.
Oh, the dagger, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
the
should.
dagger.
You should, because she gave you 5 for the boots and the tribute totem, and then 4.
Yeah, but I
for
want
the
to get
dagger.
something else too.
Ah, okay. cool. All right. Fair enough.
So do you have 50 or not?
Yeah, I'm good. I got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I can help you if you need some Seeker.
Okay, thank you.
How much do you need help with?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I would those potions of flying. Could I get
Of course. It's 1,000 gold for the pair.
I would take them.
You've been very generous patrons. 800 gold for the pair.
Thank you.
She hands them over.
We have a big expedition planned with the helpful. Will go. Appreciate it.
Of course. Please come back anytime.
What
Bring
was that?
anything.
The rapid rest was 2,000 gold?
2,000 gold, yeah.
Ooh, that might be worth
I might be able to
Pretty
make.
fucking good.
It says they said it's hard to make
It's very difficult.
too.
It's also pretty difficult to. It's hard on you to take it.
Yeah, it's really bad for you to take. Yeah.
What happens? What are the side
the
effects?
recovery.
You can take one. If you take a second one, you guys aren't sure. I don't think the side
We didn't
effects, but they're
experience it. Yeah.
pretty. It's
Yeah,
pretty
one is
steep.
fine though.
Because you can only push your body magically for so long.
It's 20
Right.
platinum.
It's 20.
No, it's 200 platinum.
200 platinum, correct.
I'm gonna buy it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to have it.
You have the potion of rapid rest. As a reminder, if I could be wrong on this, but I think they take a minute to actually take effect. So you can't drink it mid
During
combat.
combat.
Right.
You have to take it
it's
before.
between.
Yeah.
Take it before.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Cool.
So it takes a full minute for the effects to come into play.
Yeah.
But you have in your possession now
And I
2
could
potions of
deal with
flying.
whatever.
Yeah.
As a reminder,
yeah.
the potions of flying, when you drink them, you gain a flying speed of 60 feet for 1 hour.
Okay.
If you are in the air when the hour is up, you fall.
Right.
And then the potion of rapid rest, I'll double check, but I believe it takes a minute for the effects to take
A
hold.
minute or 2 minutes? I think you
Something
10
like
minutes.
that.
It might have been.
It might have been
10 minutes.
10. It might have been 10. Yeah.
It might have been 10, which is also fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Figure it out.
look,
It's just about knowing
the benefit
ahead
of
time.
having it is knowing that, like, okay, if one of us is like really tapped,
hurting. Yeah.
like,
That's
like,
the
because
point.
it gives you all your spell slots back.
Yeah, another good thing is like if we're all tapped and we're all low and he just gets back mass healing word or whatever it is, he can just heal us all back to full and get all his
Yeah.
spells and shit.
Yeah, he
back.
can't do it right away, but he can at least do
like
it.
after
Yeah.
the end of a fight. Yeah, like he can.
Yeah.
We
he
still,
can
if we want to
bolster
keep
us.
going and not long
Yep.
rest.
Not
yeah.
long rest. Yeah.
We don't have time to
Someone
short
can,
rest
yeah.
or something.
So yeah, they're. I mean, again, very valuable.
Yeah.
Very game breaking a little, but that's why there's
10,
only one.
2,000,
so.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's why they're 2,000 gold each.
Mhm.
Well, because now we're both at 15.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yep.
that's fine to be at.
All right.
All right.
So you guys have in your possession now the Stone of Intellect.
Yes.
You have the Stone of Intellect, 2 potions of flying, 1 potion of rapid rest, the book, alchemist supplies, and
A dust
a dusk step dagger. Okay.
Whatever that does.
That's so fucking
Sounds cool as shit. So.
Sounds like shadows are involved.
Yeah.
It's
call it
pretty
fatal.
cool. I
Can you
made it
teach me how to
myself.
dusk step?
You made it.
I made it myself.
And
That's
we
have
a
sold-
Seth original, and you have sold +1 studded leather armor,
Yar.
the ingot that was kind of a conduit to the elemental plane of air, the sun pendant. Both of you sold your amulets of proof against detection and location, and you also sold. What was the other?
You saw
thing?
that dragon bone?
You sold the dawn pendant.
The
pendant
tribute totem.
and the I also sold an iron bar.
Ingot, pendant,
Or a
silver
silver bar,
Right.
silver
yeah.
bar.
And
Yeah.
the
Amulet,
totem.
ingot, pendant, bar. That's what you sold. Gotcha. And then you sold your tribute totem and
My sable wind.
your sable wind boots. Okay. And you guys have that she's like wrapping everything up for everything is put in like the stone. There's this beautiful like crushed velvet, hard-sided red box that she puts into like it sits in a pillow and then she
You
closes
got
it.
something nice.
And she like it's all done up in very nice like pageantry basically, but hands you over that and the stone, and then the potions also go in like individual leather sleeves that can be affixed to a belt. It's very white glove service here. And then of course hands over the dusk step dagger in a very ornate, beautiful like black leather sheath.
Holy moly.
All right. Those are the items that you have in your possession. Was there anything else you wanted to purchase before?
Not
you
here,
leave?
I don't think. I think we got most of the things
I'm
we can
saving
afford.
up for a shield. I don't. The healing potions were how much again?
I can make healing potions.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have time.
Potions of supreme healing are $13.50 each.
1350. Okay. Yeah.
And I'll send you your harvesting document that outlines all the information that you have in your book now.
Very good.
And
Very, very good.
is there anything else, Seeker? I think there was. What did you say? You wanted to buy something else?
No, we're good.
You're good.
I got the potions of flying,
that's
so
what
I'm
we wanted,
good.
yeah.
You guys, with your new bag in tow,
I love it.
you all walk out of Tiara's treasures.
Closest
with
we've ever
some
done to
new
a shopping
items.
episode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With some new toys.
Now
in
I want
tow.
to go shopping all the
Never
time.
having known that some of the shit you were carrying was so valuable.
So
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. But
we've
we
been
are coming up
forward
on
rage.
the end of a somewhat long episode. I'm so sorry, Russ. I know we will get to you next time. We will pick up with Russ, with Flynn rather, wherever he is in
Where
the
the
wide
fuck
world
that
of
guy
Westreach
is.
here.
Heyo.
But we'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We'll catch you next time. Bye, nerds.
Oh my god.
Hey nerds, Shane here. Thanks so much for listening to that episode of Venture Forth. We really appreciate you for being here. I suppose you also may have watched it. Good Lord, I'm never going to shake that, am I? Well, thanks so much. We really appreciate you. However you're engaging with our content, be it Spotify comments, which I only recently realized how I could access those and look at them. Munch also didn't know. But now she knows too. So be it Spotify comments, YouTube comments. I don't know if we're going to be able to read TikTok comments anymore at the time of recording, but we'll find out. And Instagram comments and all those delicious, wonderful places. Apple podcast reviews, Amazon reviews, I think. And of course, our wonderful, wonderful Patreon subscribers whose names you can see now. We could not do this without y'all. We also have our merch store is available. Please do go there and buy some stickers. That would mean a lot to us. We really appreciate it. And they're good. They're good stickers. They're fine stickers, some would say. We hope to bring you guys more cool stuff like that. We really appreciate everybody for all the support. I know I do. We are into 2025 and, well, we're into it, aren't we? Thanks so much. Bye, nerds.